Hi, my name is Sarah Stevens, and this is 10th grade civics for ETEC 5770. This is my Moodle course shell for this specific class. I chose 10th grade civics because this is the class that I teach at Pineville High School, so I figured I could go with what I know and also provide a topic that really needs to be addressed because students are struggling with this information. Alright, I created a general basic course information section with a news forum here for general news and announcements, questions for the instructor, so that we can be on the same page for different elements and aspects of the class. I provided a link for the textbook, which is online. I gave one username and password because they can use this one. Each person can pretty much use this as needed and access the textbook and navigate it in order to be familiar with the textbook that they will need for the rest of the course. Here I provided a link to my syllabus so students can be familiar with the activities, what's required of them, their grading policy, and what's expected in the long run. I provided basic contact information, which is my school board contact information. I've also added a little information about myself so they can have a little bit of information to understand who Miss Stevens is. Topic number 1 goes through an introduction and pre-assessment. I ask 5 basic questions to get an understanding of who the students are, why they take this course, why they come to school, and more specifically in this situation, why are they taking an online course. I also want to know how I can help them. What can I do for them this semester regarding school, regarding if they have other questions about how they fit into government and how it applies to them. Through the pre-assessment, they will use the link to access Quizlet. They will be brought to a Quizlet page with 85 questions. They will take 85 multiple choice questions. Once they are done, they will screenshot the results, post those to the discussion board, and then also give a short explanation as to what they feel their strengths and weaknesses are regarding civics, and maybe a little information about what they thought they knew and what they would like to know. Topic 2 goes over Chapter 1 of our text. I've asked that all assignments be due by 10 p.m. on the Friday of that week. If it is a longer activity or a longer topic, they will be given till the next Friday. Chapter 1 covers Americans, what it means to be an American, where did all these Americans come from, citizenship, what does it mean to be a citizen, what are our roles and responsibilities, and then governments. We have representative democracy in the United States. We're also called a republic at times, so we need to know where does that fit into the understanding of different governments around the world and what is our government like compared to other governments. I have for each topic a discussion question that goes with the text, whether it be 1 or 2 chapters or 3. These will be posted or displayed on the first page of the topic, and that way they can go ahead and review those questions and get started on the assignment. Each topic will either have a quiz or it'll have 1 to 2 to 3 assignments, but never both a quiz and an assignment, because I like to kind of assess either their knowledge as far as being able to recall the information or being able to apply it to whatever the actual task or assignment is. Alright, topic 3 covers Chapter 2, our government in the American colonies. We didn't start in America. Why did they come to America? Why did they develop the colonies? Why did they decide to declare their independence? And how did all of this lead to a complete separation from England, as well as creating the Constitution? So Chapter 2 leads into Chapter 4, and the foundations of the Constitution activity. They will look at different elements that influence the Constitution different people that also influenced or impacted the Constitution and the ideals of the Constitution. Then they move into topic 4 with chapter 3, which is the Constitution itself, and they take a quiz on the different parts of the Constitution. Once they move out of topic 4 into topic 5 is a little extensive because it covers not just the Bill of Rights, but it also covers the other amendments that make up the rest of the Constitution. They will read about the Bill of Rights, what they apply to, who they protect, what they protect, and then they will review specific scenarios and apply the Bill of Rights and the Constitution to those scenarios to find out if people's rights were violated or if rights were protected, and to explain why. Topic 6 is probably one of our more in-depth assignments. This covers 5, 6, and 7 for the 3 branches of government. They will learn about Congress and the legislative branch, the president and the bureaucracy with the executive branch, and then the Supreme Court and the judicial system through the judicial branch. 3 activities that are covered in topic number 6 are presidential powers, commander-in-chief. If they click on this link here, it will take them to the assignment, where they will use another link to watch a video about the presidential power as commander-in-chief, and then answer questions about how the president acts as commander-in-chief, what are his powers, and how does he use those powers to defend the nation against threats, as well as keep it, forceful in the rest of the world. The next link, how a bill becomes a law, discusses the actions of Congress. So they will create a comic strip using Storyboard That to give their interpretation of how a bill becomes a law, and then they will post it to the forum for their classmates to view, and this will allow them to see how their classmates, how their peers interpret the same process. And then 10 Supreme Court cases every teen should know lets them apply the Supreme Court and the judicial process to topics that are kind of near and dear to them, that affect them specifically. They will read this specific article found at thenewyorktimes.com. They will read the article and analyze and summarize these cases in their own words and see how they apply to teens today. Topic number 7 goes over political parties, voting, and elections. After having such an extensive set of activities with topic 6, I decided to tone this one down a little bit, give them a little bit of a break where they can just read, understand, digest the information, discuss the discussion topics with their classmates, and then move on to topic 8. Topic 8 is state governments. I hate to say this is probably one of the less interesting topics. So we focus on a quiz while covering the information in chapter 11. This is kind of a struggle because the state government information focuses on almost the same exact information as the 3 branches of government. So we do a quick rundown with a quiz and move on to something they might find a little more interesting. Alright, topic number 9, citizens and the law, criminal and civil law. We covered 2 chapters here. They understand how the law applies to citizens. They gain an understanding of the criminal and civil law process. They get to understand specific landmark Supreme Court cases and how the law applied and why the law was in the favor of the plaintiff, or Miranda and Gideon in these cases. Then they actually learn about Napoleon's effect on democracy and the effect that his ideals had on law in the United States, as well as law in Louisiana, because we are actually the only state that recognizes the Napoleonic Code. And this activity is actually also fairly extensive. They will work with a partner on this activity and complete each portion in order to become more familiar with the specific information about Napoleon Bonaparte, the French Revolution, the ideals of democracy, how Napoleon interpreted and enforced democracy, and then they will use that information to create posters, 2 posters, of the good and the bad side of Napoleon's democratic ideals. They will post this to the assignment. Each partner, if I remember correctly, yes, each partner will repost or will post the assignment in order to get a grade, in order for each person to get a grade, but they will post the same upload. Alright, topic number 10 is economics, probably one of the things they find the most boring. So we do a quick introduction to economics, understanding the American economy, and then doing a scavenger hunt for scarcity, choice, and opportunity, where they actually look at things in their own home. They apply scarcity, choice, opportunity, cost to the real world, to the things that are in their home. They look at articles about these specific topics. I actually gave them some topics to look up, some articles to look up to kind of give them a starting point, and then they get to work on their own to finish the assignment. Alright, topic number 11, government and the economy, finance and the government. They look into how does the government fit into the economy, where does the money for the government come from. Once again, probably not one of their more interesting topics. So they do a quick activity where they look into the national debt inquiry, figure out where they fit in, and decide what they would think if they ever found out or ever were billed for what it actually costs per citizen on the calculator. Another activity for topic 11, they will copy and paste these questions into a Word document and then use the link to watch a crash course video about the economy in the United States, and just to get a better understanding of economics in the United States. Alright, when we start talking about banking and personal finance, they pick up their interest because they start to realize that this is something that affects them or applies to them specifically, because these are things that they will use in everyday life. So after reading chapters 18 and 21, they will work on a personal budget project. They will look into a career that interests them to learn what kind of money they will be making, how they will be able to use that money, and create a budget for themselves and a family. And just give you an idea of the assignment. Alright, so they will have 4 parts where they will complete different portions of the assignment, and then they will create a PowerPoint to illustrate each section of what their budget is going to look like. They will write a short paper on their findings and how they think they can improve their budget, and then they will complete a budget worksheet to fill in the information to try to have an equal balance. So here we're trying to teach, responsibility with their finances, which is probably one of the more important things they need to learn. Alright, for topic number 13, we have international trade and economic systems and U.S. foreign affairs. Here we get to touch on how the United States fits into the realm of the rest of the world. So they will read chapter 23 and chapter 24 and understand global interdependence, how the economy of the United States is affected by the rest of the world, and how the rest of the world is affected by the United States, and so on, and understanding the economies around the world, the different economic systems. They have 2 assignments that they will complete. They will create a business that they try to understand the impact of the international economy on their business, as well as understanding the various economic systems, where they review and research the 4 economic systems and try to create a structured, civilized society based on those different systems. And then finally, we will go into a review week where they will review for their final exam, take the post-assessment, and then the same thing as they did with Quizlet in topic number 1, they do with topic number 15, and then they post their post-test reflection.